barn. Pretty smooth.
Change batteries. That's right, 11:31. Put them in the barn now. Got a pole wire. There. A quick disconnect here. We'll see how they go. Got my wire wrapped up so it don't get away and get in the way of anything. Disconnect that. We'll see how these work. Worked pretty slick. Connect this wire, hold it. Disconnect that. This one's a little more headstrong. And there, they're in the barn. That wasn't too bad. I'm going to start the electric motors and show you a little demonstration. to show you the construction of the Ditchin Hangover. Always scared mowing the railroad track that had a big drop off of getting my tires too close and going over the edge. So I came up with this idea, and the mounting bracket is mounted 2 bolts right to the frame of the mower, and it's rectangular, about 4 inches. And the reason it's rectangular is it gives a suspension to where it goes up and down, and it can move up and down independently on each mower, and it works real good. How I started was these 3 pieces here. I got a slot in this that allows the mower to go up and down. This one's just a regular diameter. It's got maybe 1/4 of an inch of play up and down, but this holds up this mower. I have it held up a couple inches. There used to be 10-inch tires on there. I've got 7-inch now, and keep them off the ground because when you turn, there's a lot of force on them wheels, and so it makes it easier. Just the trailing wheels are on the ground, and it's much easier on the front wheels when they're not touching anything. But they still, if they hit a big piece or anything, they'll rise up and go like a regular mower. But the triangulation is the most important part here. You'll mill some slots in here to get your travel up and down in the ditch, and they're all bolted to the frame of this and to the frame here, and then this independent piece here. Now here I use a spacer, 2 PVC pipes, one smaller one inside a larger one, and that's a spacer, about a 4-inch lap over the main mower up there. The big washer here keeps it pinned in between there, and that works real well. You got to get your central location to your mower, to the mower deck, not to the mower. So it looks like it's a little offset here, and that's because the mower deck is a little offset. On this side, we've got 2 PVC pipes, one inside the other here, and a washer here that traps it. Again, the triangulation, just a diameter here and a slot here, and that will allow up and down movement as needed when you're doing your ditches. And we've got a galvanized pipe all the way through. Inside the galvanized pipe, I've got a 1/2-inch solid metal diameter, 1/2-inch diameter metal rod that gives it the strength. Haven't seen too much bowing or anything, bending of the pipe. It's been used 6-7 times already, and everything looks about new. And but it really works slick, and it keeps me away from that drop-off edge. To disassemble the unit, when you're done, you've got a clevis pin here and a washer here. You simply pull the clevis pin, put that the other way, and you basically just put it away where you want it to put it away at. I'll roll that one there for now. These are all electric battery operated mowers. Usually when I mow the ditches, I'll put a couple extra in my storage box. Pick up the details. And it is disassembled and off the mower. So that's the construction of the Ditchin Hangover. My wife came up with that name, and it's a good name. I'll give you a picture of what the skid plate looks like. And it's about 5 inches above the ground. Any big lump there, this should pull right over it and skid over it instead of grabbing onto that back solid plate there. Also noticed that it was bowing a little bit on me, about 1 inch or so. So I came up with a little sleeve that I put on here, put flats on each end of it, gave it about 2 4/1000 clearance for my slot here, and then that will keep that oriented. And when I see it bowing one way, the next time I'll turn it the opposite way and let it bow back. So that's a couple ideas. I'm just getting ready to go out and mow now and test the skid plates and my new flat orienter on my pipe. Pretty simple. This is a segment on the construction of my 6 mower extension. We had 2 plain runways and a big yard that used to take me about 6 hours to do. The last time I went out, it was less than an hour and a half. The batteries last a half hour each, and in this box I carry 12 batteries, 6 in the mowers. That allows me 3 times that I can mow. The box is made that it holds ice blocks in here. If it's 90 degrees out, I'm a little fearful of the lithium ion batteries heating up too much, so I've got ice packs in here on 90-degree days. This merely sits over it. You can see the springs in there. Sits over the ice pack. I'll put 4 batteries in to show you how they stack in there, but they generally hold 12 batteries. Spring loaded, takes out some of the shock, and that seals up, keep the dirt out. A white top, keep the heat from penetrating, reflected a little bit, but that's where I carry my batteries. Now, to hook up to the mower, I put a 1/2-13 bow here, and it's all centered too. This is the middle of my mower deck, not the middle of my mower. But I've got spring leak connectors here, easily taken off and disconnected, easily connected, and solid tongues most of the way. A couple links here are not solid, but the solid tongues gives it less ability to move around on you. It'll follow where you're taking it. I've got eye bolt, spring leak, buckle, spring leak, and chain to keep the ends from pulling back on me too bad. These are adjustable, that you can tighten them. I haven't seen any stretching of the chain or anything. We've got galvanized pipe from one end to the other. Inside it, we've got a 1/2-inch diameter cold roll piece of metal. Make sure that nothing breaks here. And if something does, it still contains it with that 1/2-inch diameter in there. 1/2-inch galvanized connector, 1/2-inch galvanized connector, a male connector connecting these two. Got a hole through my tongue, washers keep it in place. I've got a spring link connector here, washers to keep my spacers in place on each side, and small diameter and bigger diameter PVC pipe works real well as spacers. On the end here, I've got pins. One of the pins makes sure that this spring link on the chain doesn't come off. The other pin makes sure that my pole cord doesn't come off. And the pole cord is, when you're done working, and you want to pull it in the barn, you simply disconnect it, and now you've got something that you can pull, and it pulls real easily into the barn. This unit is the same on all 3 of the units that's built here. So just to keep this from tangling up and getting any out of control, I keep it contained there, and we'll just a quick disconnect and connect there. Same unit as what this one is on everything. The back one is the same one too. Same setup on everything. I got solid tongues in here that really controls the wiggling and what it does behind you. And I also put what I call stabilizer here. There's a piece of metal down here about a 1/2 inch below the plastic, and it will go and drag into the ground, and that really stabilizes any side movement. Works real well. It's like an airplane stabilizer. And the construction of that, solid tongue through here, plastic, two boards connected to it, and at the bottom 2 plastic sheets connected to that metal. And it's really rigid, really nice. It also supports this here in the middle from bowing down also. But the unit, I probably tried 6-7 different things, but this unit works really well, and I'm done with my engineering on it. I took my handles, normally they're up around here, and C-clamps and a wooden block keep me from pinching any cord or anything, and lowered my center of gravity with the handles to start these. Very easy, better than pulling a cord on a gas engine. Push that, pull that back, release it, and it goes. I don't have a battery in it now. While I'm mowing, to keep the handle up and engaged, my wife came up with this idea, a piece of Velcro. And when I'm done mowing or want to change my batteries, that's all there is to it. She's got a lot of good ideas. And so that's the system. 13 feet it mows. What used to take me 6 hours, I'm done. By the end of my 3rd set of batteries, I'm done. 1.5 hours compared to 5-6 hours before. And it works really slick. Seems to be durable. The mower seems like it takes it okay. I was thinking about putting number 7 and 8 on, but I'm just going to go with 6 just to make sure I don't hurt my mower any. And maybe I'll get brave and put 7 and 8 on, but right now it fits in the barn good with 6, so I'll probably stop there. So that's the construction of the 6 mower extension unit. Quite a time saver. The solid metal tongues that I used are 50 inches long, and that gives at least 6, 7, 8 inches clearance whenever I make tight turns, that the mower behind will not hit the wheels of the mower ahead. Works real nice at 50 inches long. What I'll show you on the 6 mower extension was, these are plates that I put on each side right in here, and in here the frame is pressed steel, and it's 100 thousandths thick. It worked okay, but I thought I'd give it the pipe just a little bit more of the ride on, and these are 1/4 inch thick. So these are 2 pieces that I put in right here, bolted them on, and so far the pipe hasn't wore. And just to give it a little less of a sharp edge to pull things with, I put these plates on. I want to give a quick shout out to Mike Emmerich of Lima Sheet Metal in Lima, Ohio. He was very helpful on giving me my metal that I need to do some of my projects, and he let me use his Bridgeport. That was very nice of him. So I wish the best to Mike and his family, and I appreciate him letting me use his Bridgeport and his bandsaw. Cobalt Mowers, Lowe's Hardware, or Toro wants to sponsor this website for me, please contact me at mowriteby@gmail.com. mowriteby@gmail.com. I've got reviews that I can put in on this video, but I'm not going to do it unless I hear from you guys. Otherwise, I won't mention your names or anything on this video. Thank you.